Samuel Goldwyn Theater in Beverly Hills. Please welcome the president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, Lynette Howell Taylor.
Thank you for joining us as we announce our nominees for the 98th Oscars. It is very early in the morning here in Los Angeles, but we know that there are people watching this in every time zone all over the world. This year, the Oscars celebrates our humanity, our connection with each other, and reminds us once again that the world is made up of individual stories that have the power to unite us through narratives that speak to the emotions we all share. We live in a time of limitless technology that enables us to push the boundaries of our cinematic experience. And our profound belief is that the heartbeat of film is and will always remain unmistakably human. As only the Academy can do, we are recognizing the best films of 2025 across genres, disciplines, and regions around the globe. And this includes, for the first time, an award for achievement in casting. Our nominees are voted on by the esteemed members of the Academy. And not only are we looking forward to honoring them at the Oscars on Sunday, March 15th, we are thrilled that Conan O'Brien is returning as our Oscars host. Thank our ASL interpreters for making today's announcement accessible. And now, to announce the 98th Academy Award nominees, please welcome Oscar-nominated actress Danielle Brooks and actor Lewis Pullman.
Thank you, Lynette.
And thank you to the Academy for inviting us to announce the nominees this morning.
Danielle, you were nominated for an Oscar for The Color Purple, in case you forgot. What was that like when you heard them call your name that morning?
A day I could never forget, honey. Oh, my God. It was a dream come true. And how about we make some other people's dreams come true?
That sounds great to me.
All right, let's do it.
Danielle, as a former nominee in this next category, why don't you just kick it off, take the first one.
Okay. For performance by an actress in a supporting role. Elle Fanning in Sentimental Value. Inga Eve's daughter, Lilos, in Sentimental Value. Amy Madigan in Weapons. Wunmi Mosaku in Sinners. Tiana Taylor in One Battle.
The nominees for achievement in makeup and hairstyling are Frankenstein, Hokuo, Sinners, The Smashing Machine, and The Ugly Stepsister.
Coming up right now, the nominees for achievement in music original score. Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Sinners.
And now, here are the nominees for Best Live Action Short Film. Butcher's Stain, A Friend of Dorothy, Jane Austen's period drama, The Singers, and Two People Exchanging Saliva.
For Best Animated Short Film, the nominees are Butterfly, Forever Green, The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Retirement Plan, and The Three Sisters.
There are two award categories honoring writing. The first for adapted screenplay. The nominees are Begonia, Screenplay by Will Tracy. Frankenstein, written for the screen by Guillermo del Toro. Hamnet, screenplay by Chloe Zhao and Maggie O'Farrell. One Battle After Another, written by Paul Thomas Anderson. And Train Dreams, screenplay by Clint Bentley and Greg Tweedar.
And for original screenplay, the nominees are Blue Moon, written by Robert Kaplow. It Was Just an Accident, written by Jafar Panahi. Script collaborators Nader Saivar, Shad Meher Rothstein, Mehdi Mahmoudian.
Marty Supreme, written by Ronald Bronstein and Josh Safdie. Sentimental Value, written by Eskil Fucht, Joachim Trier. And Sinners, written by Ryan Coogler.
So, since I did the first acting award, you take this one.
Thank you, Danielle. Here are the nominees for performance by an actor in a supporting role. Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another. Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein. Delroy Lindo in Sinners. Sean Penn, One Battle After Another. And Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value.
Oh my God, that was so exciting. Okay, it's time for our halftime break. Congratulations to the first round of Oscar nominees.
We'll be back with more nominations.
Well, you guys, there are more Oscar nominations coming up, including Best Picture. So you stay right there, and we're going to let you know what that nominations are when we come back.
Whenever, wherever news breaks, it's so important to always remember that lives are changed. Here in London, in Buffalo, Uvalde, Texas,
Edinburgh, Scotland, from Poland once again tonight. Thank you so much for streaming with us. Ukrainian refugees here in Warsaw.
Do you think you'll ever be able to go back home? We're heading to a small community outside of Mexico City.
Splintered houses and splintered lives. The magnitude of the devastation. You're streaming ABC News Live. Reporting from Rolling Fork, Mississippi. Santa Fe, New Mexico. Raleigh, North Carolina. The U.S. Capitol. Mayfield, Kentucky.
Minneapolis,
Mexico. Tongass National Forest, Alaska.
getting you behind the stories as they happen, giving you a front row seat to our world as it plays out in real time, live.
ABC News Live Prime. We'll take you there.
Stream ABC News Live weeknights, America's most honored streaming news program, only on ABC News Live. Streaming free right now wherever you stream your news.
I did not picture myself surviving through that day.
He was tracking her.
He was everywhere.
I heard the squeak of a floorboard. I've been kidnapped. This becomes a fight for my life.
And we're all holding our breath.
My mind is the only thing that's going to get me out of here.
Open the door!
This is a horror film.
Stalking Samantha, 13 Years of Terror, only on Hulu.
ABC's Nightline, the stories that shape your world, that shape your life. Dramatic, stunning, empowering, life-changing. For 45 years, the most powerful stories of our time.
This is Nightline.
Wherever the story is, Nightline will take you there. Just because it's late night doesn't mean you should be in the dark. For a brighter take on the day, this is ABC's Nightline. Late night on ABC.
Friday night.
I heard somebody running from behind me, and that's when I saw the knife in his hand.
He tackled me on the ground. I really thought I was gonna die.
We have a killer in our community, and it could be anyone.
A stunning true crime.
Completely a mystery.
And what played out next.
This is a detail only the killer would know.
Chilling.
He was living the secret life. Nobody saw this coming. I was like, holy.
All new 2020, Friday night on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
We're back now on GMA and YouTube. Chris and Kelly. Any big surprises?
How about for you, Kelly?
Delroy Lindo getting his name called. I've been hoping and waiting since the 90s for this to happen. I did. West Indian Archie, but here we are seeing his name called, and that was great.
Sentimental Value bageled at the Actors Awards, the old SAG Awards, already with 3 acting nominations. So that's going to be strong as it keeps going. Kind of a surprise.
Yeah. Anybody that you're surprised that was left out?
Paul Mescal.
Oh,
I think people might have felt that his role in Hamnet was more of a leading role than a supporting role, and maybe that's why they overlooked it.
So maybe we'll hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's go back to the Samuel Goldwyn Theater for more nominations.
For the first new Oscar category in 25 years. Achievement in casting. Hamnet. Marty Supreme. One Battle After Another. The Secret Agent. And Sinners.
Next, the nominees for Achievement in Costume Design. All right. Avatar, Fire and Ash. Frankenstein. Hamnet. Marty Supreme. And Sinners.
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Music, Original Song. Dear Me from Diane Warren, Relentless. Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunter. I Lied to You from Sinners. Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Verdi. And Train Dreams from Train Dreams.
And now the nominees for Best Documentary Feature Film. The Alabama Solution. Come See Me in the Good Light. Cutting Through Rocks. Mr. Nobody Against Putin. And The Perfect Neighbor.
Coming up right now, the nominees for Best Documentary Short Film. They are All the Empty Rooms. Armed Only with a Camera, The Life and Death of Brent Renault. Children No More Were and Are Gone. The Devil is Busy. And Perfectly a Strangeness.
For Best International Feature Film, the nominees are The Secret Agent, Brazil. It Was Just an Accident, France. Sentimental Value, Norway. Sirat, Spain. And The Voice of Hind Rajab, Tunisia.
For Best Animated Feature Film, here are the nominees. Arco. Elio. K-Pop Demon Hunters. Little Amelie or the Character of Rain. And Zootopia 2.
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Production Design. Frankenstein. Hamnet. Marty Supreme. One Battle After Another. And Sinners.
Next, the nominees for Achievement in Film Editing. F1. Marty Supreme. One Battle After Another. Sentimental Value. And Sinners.
And for Achievement in Sound, here are the nominees. F1. Frankenstein. One Battle After Another. Sinners. And Sirat.
For achievement in visual effects, the nominees are Avatar, Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World, Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners.
Here are the nominees for achievement in cinematography. Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Train Dreams.
For a performance by an actor in a leading role, the nominees are Timothée Chalamet in Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio in One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, and Wagner Moura in The Secret Agent.
For performance by an actress in a leading role, the nominees are Jessie Buckley in Hamnet, Rose Byrne in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Kate Hudson in Sung Blue, Renata Reinsva in Sentimental Value, and Emma Stone in Begonia.
For achievement in directing, the nominees are Chloe Zhao, Hamnet, Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme, Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another, Joachim Trier, Sentimental Value, and Ryan Coogler, Sinners.
And for our final category, let's read them together.
I think you got it. Okay.
Please.
The 10 films nominated for Best Picture are
Begonia, Ed Guiney and Andrew Lowe, Yorgos Lanthimos, Emma Stone, and Lars Knudsen, producers.
F1, Chad Omen, Brad Pitt, Didi Gardner, Jeremy Kleiner, Joseph Kosinski, and Jerry Bruckheimer, producers.
Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro, J. Miles Dale, and Scott Stuber, producers.
Hamnet, Liza Marshall, Pippa Harris, Nicholas Gonda, Steven Spielberg, and Sam Mendes, producers.
Marty Supreme, Eli Bush, Ronald Braunstein, Josh Safdie, Anthony Koutagis, and Timothée Chalamet, producers.
One Battle After Another, Adam Somner, Sarah Murphy, and Paul Thomas Anderson, producers.
The Secret Agent, Emily Leclos, producer.
Sentimental Value, Maria Eckerholt and Andrea Bertinson Otmar, producers.
Sinners, Zinzi Kugler, Sev Ohanian, and Ryan Coogler, producers.
And Train Dreams, Marissa McMahon, Teddy Schwarzman, Will Janowitz, Ashley Schlafer, and Michael Heimler, producers.
Congratulations to all of this year's nominees.
This is so great. I truly enjoy being here with you. And for us to have the honor of announcing this year's Oscar nominees to movie fans around the globe.
Make sure to watch the Oscars live from the Dolby Theater at Ovation Hollywood, hosted by Conan O'Brien on Sunday, March 15th, 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific, live on ABC and Hulu. Have a wonderful morning.
They did a great job with the announcement. Great job with the announcement. Yeah. And a lot of oohs and ahs in here. And for everybody at home, those are your 2026 Oscar nominees. We'll be right back to talk more about it.
This is the best hot chocolate.
We have the best hot chocolate in America.
Where can you get the best hot chocolate in America?
Hot chocolate. The smell of chocolate is out of control, off the charts.
Next week will be hot and sweet.
It's at the perfect temperature.
When GMA's hot chocolate finalists square off. So, Who will be crowned top Coco? You're gonna want some of this next week on
Good Morning America!
Good Morning America.
And stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
As an executive, I see no value in you. You have noxious odors.
I want to be the next Obama.
Let's not forget, I'm your boss. You work for me. Take your seats.
We're not in the office anymore, Bradley.
Send Help. Rated R. Only in theaters January 30th. Get tickets now.
When this view is over, there's a whole other view just getting started.
Hello. Hello.
From backstage secrets.
No, that's not what I said.
That's what you said.
Oh, my God.
To the views you didn't get to hear.
I was blown away. We're playing with fire here.
Why are so many people listening to the Views Behind the Table podcast?
I can't imagine you can keep all that.
Because nothing's off limits behind the table. Subscribe and listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
When I was little watching American Idol, I was sure that I was going to find a way onto that stage. This audition is the first page of my story.
I believe in myself.
I could do this.
I belong here.
Holy crap, I'm auditioning for American Idol.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That's what it's all about. That was impressive.
We now have all the nominees for the 2026 Oscars. Sinners is leading the way with a record-breaking 15 nominations. One battle after another has 12. ABC's Will Gans and Chief Awards Editor at Variety, Clayton Davis, are here to break it all down for us. So, hi to you both. Well, let's start with Best Picture. What stands out to you here?
I mean, what a morning for Sinners. It is just far and away the runaway train this morning. No offense to Train Dreams, but Sinners has made history this morning. 15 nominations. You know, part of that is due to the introduction of this new category, Best Casting, which helped them score yet another nomination this morning. But when we look at the front runners out of the morning, I mean, it really is Sinners, which came out in April. So it has had a very long runway to lead up to this moment, and it has taken flight in a history-making way.
Such a great movie. Clayton, what about leading actor and actress categories? What do you make of those nominees?
So Best Actor has many of the usual suspects that many people like myself were predicting. Ethan Hawke is there. Michael B. Jordan scored his first ever nomination. The World Is a Good Place. We have Wagner Moura making history as the first Brazilian actor to be nominated there. Best Actress got a little bit of a shuffle. Kate Hudson does make the list for Song Sung Blue, in my opinion, her best performance. But it came at the expense of Chase Infinity, who would have been the breakthrough performer for One Battle After Another. Very first film, got all the nominations leading up to now. Unfortunately, she misses out in favor of Kate Hudson, her first nomination in 25 years since Almost Famous.
And Will, what about supporting actor and actresses? Any surprise there?
Okay, well, I fell off the chair when we didn't hear Ariana Grande's name for supporting actress. Of course, you know, the second movie was not received as well as the first Wicked movie was. And so there was a big question mark over whether Ariana would make it or not, and she did not. And I think Elle Fanning probably took the spot that Ariana would have had. Elle Fanning nominated for Sentimental Value, which did do very, very well this morning. Also, Amy Madigan nominated for Weapons. You don't tend to see horror films do super well at the Oscars, but this year, you know, we have vampires nominated, monsters for Frankenstein and Jacob Elordi, and witches for Amy Madigan. And then in supporting actor, there was a big gasp moment when Delroy Lindo picked up a nomination for Sinners. Fabulous for him and that movie. Paul Mescal got shut out, though. A lot of folks thought he would pick up a nomination for Hamnet, playing William Shakespeare, but he was left out this year in the supporting actor category.
Clayton, let's talk about directing. What are your take on those nominees?
But I have to go, you understand?
Joachim Trier taking that international spot that we talk a lot about, you know, going to a non-English language director for the film Sentimental Value, which had an amazing day. Ryan Coogler becomes the 7th Black man to be nominated for Best Director. Chloe Zhao becomes the first woman of color to come back for a second nomination. Also, second woman to come back for another nomination. And notably now she's tied for the most nominations for an Asian woman in history. So that's great for her. But no Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein. He's beloved in this industry, but Frankenstein had a fairly good day nonetheless. But no Guillermo del Toro this time around.
And Will, what about original song?
I mean, you know what I'm going to say. It's a golden morning for K-pop Demon Hunters. I think this was, when we look back on 2025, Oscars aside, that was the song of the year, right? And now we get to see it be nominated in the original song category. And although they did sort of shake up, the Academy shook up who performs at the Oscars, of course everyone will be hoping now that the three vocalists...
We need to see Huntrix.
We need to see Huntrix live.
Huntrix don't quit.
That's exactly right. So headed into the March 15th ceremony, hopefully we'll get to see this song performed live.
And Clayton, as a mom to a 4- and 7-year-old, I have to ask about the animated film category.
Listen, Elio, Pixar film from the summer, ends up making the cut. K-pop obviously makes it. Zootopia 2, now the 9th highest grossing film of all time, is there for everyone to indulge. But now I think it becomes an interesting little bit of a battle between Zootopia and K-pop and how that looks for them going into Oscar night. But then we also got Arco, which actually gives us Natalie Portman as an Oscar nominee. And she's the first acting nominee or winner to be nominated in animated feature. So congratulations, Natalie Portman.
All right, ABC's Will Gans, chief editor at Variety, Clayton Davis. Thank you both.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I'm Diane Macedo. The news never stops, and neither do we. We have a lot more news for you right after the break. Stick around.
Whenever, wherever news breaks, it's so important to always remember that lives are changed.
Here in London, in Buffalo, Uvalde, Texas,
Edinburgh, Scotland.
from Poland once again tonight. Thank you so much for streaming with us. Ukrainian refugees here in Warsaw. Do you think you'll ever be able to go back home? We're heading to a small community outside of Mexico City. Splintered houses and splintered lives. The magnitude of the devastation. You're streaming ABC News Live. Reporting from Rolling Fork, Mississippi, Santa Fe, New Mexico, Raleigh, North Carolina, the U.S. Capitol, Mayfield, Kentucky,
Minneapolis,
Mexico, Tongass National Forest, Alaska.
Getting you behind the stories as they happen, giving you a front row seat to our world as it plays out in real time, live.
ABC News Live Prime. We'll take you there.
Stream ABC News Live weeknights, America's most honored streaming news program, only on ABC News Live. Streaming free right now wherever you stream your news.
There was the doctor, the loving husband, the incredible stepfather, and then there's this monster. There was a bombshell. Someone found a hidden camera in the bathroom. 3,000 videos, 1,400 photos. This betrayal was terrifying.
He wanted to kill my son. Once I tell the police what I have to say, he'll never get out.
Betrayal under his eye. Only on Hulu.
Hey, Tom, help! My fiance's on the floor with blood everywhere. Please hurry. There's a knife sticking out of her heart. Oh, no!
If you want to get away with a homicide, have it declared a suicide.
Death in Apartment 603. Only on Hulu.
America's #1 news, ABC News, now streaming 24/7 on Disney+. ABC's David Muir, the most watched newscast in America. More Americans watch world news tonight with David Muir than any other newscast.
Hi, I'm Diane Macedo. Today on ABC News Live. First, a massive 2,000-mile winter storm. More than 120 million Americans are on alert for dangerous snow and ice. States of emergencies are in effect in the Carolinas, with more than half a dozen states bracing for brutal cold. We are tracking the biggest threats, the potential power outages, and when the storm is expected to hit. A potential deal on Greenland. President Trump says he's reached a framework of a deal with NATO leaders after backing off a threat to use military power. What Trump told our Rachel Scott about the deal, plus how he's making his Board of Peace official. And the race for Oscar gold, the highly anticipated nominations are out. The actors and films leading the pack as Hollywood counts down to the 98th Academy Awards. But first, more than 70 million Americans are on alert for extreme cold ahead of this weekend's winter storm. A major Arctic blast will sweep the Midwest tonight before hitting the Northeast. Some places could even see wind chills down to 40 below zero. And heavy snow and freezing rain could leave people without power. ABC's Hannah Battah has more on what's ahead.
Urgent preparations now underway as more than half the country braces for what could be the most crippling storm in years. The system will stretch some 2,000 miles from the south to the northeast, potentially bringing dangerous ice and feet of snow to millions over the weekend. Emergencies already declared in the Carolinas. Forecasters there warning this could be one of the most historic ice storms in modern history, with the potential for 12 straight hours of freezing rain, weighing down trees, causing widespread power outages. Another factor, brutal cold. It could feel like 35 below zero in Chicago this weekend. This post online warning about exploding trees has gone viral, describing how extreme cold can make sap freeze and wood contract, causing trees to suddenly split. The predicted snow and ice threatening to bring travel to a halt. Many areas already facing low supplies of road salt after a busy winter.
We noticed that halfway through the year, they were limiting the amount that we were able to bring into the store.
Major airlines are already waiving rebooking fees for impacted travelers. In Texas, some residents are racing to buy portable generators to stay warm, hoping to avoid a repeat of the storm that left millions without power for days back in 2021. During that storm, Senator Ted Cruz faced scrutiny for taking a family trip to Mexico. A photo this week of Cruz flying to California quickly spread online, but his office says Cruz will return before the storm.
Hannah Battah, thank you. And our chief meteorologist, Ginger Z, has more on the track and timing of the storm. Hi, Ginger.
You keep hearing it. It's a days-long storm. It's the entire weekend, and it's for a giant part of the country. Find your state and see the impacts. Highest where you see red, definitely through North Texas and Oklahoma, all of Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, up into New York. And so let's talk about what's going to happen, because some people get ice, some people get snow, some people just get a cold rain, and some people get all of them. So we'll go ahead and time it out. And the shorter-term computer models are starting to come in, so confidence is growing that Dallas, by Saturday morning, is starting to see that freezing rain accrete, meaning add up, and that's where you see big-time problems. All it takes is a quarter inch of ice, and you can add 500 pounds to a power line, and that's why we're concerned about the power lines coming down. It could start as snow in Little Rock and then transition through the day Saturday as you're trying to get around, into a freezing rain. So Nashville also could start as snow and then transition. Atlanta could have freezing a little, then go to rain, and then go back. And so it's really about how far north that freezing line gets, and that's going to determine who gets how much snow in the Northeast, too. So you've often heard there are two computer models that the long term we look at often, the American model being one of them. That one's keeping everybody in the Northeast from, say, Cleveland over through Pittsburgh and New York and Boston colder, meaning more snow. So all day Sunday is going to be very difficult to get around, especially in the afternoon and evening. And then it would keep us snow into Monday morning. The European model, on the other hand, keeps that freezing line way closer. That would cut snow totals big time. So what I can tell you now, because we're still 4 days out, is that Sunday is going to be very difficult to get around snow-wise. And then we'll talk about how much tomorrow. But let's talk about the impacts from that ice, because this is the part that's really the scariest out of this storm. So again, Northeast Texas through Arkansas, Memphis could see widespread power outages. Again, an area in Virginia and North Carolina too, even as far west as Asheville. Then you've got the snow, and more than a half foot is possible. You keep Cincinnati in there even, Pittsburgh, Albany, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. Now, that southern end could be cut a little bit. Remember that. We'll keep an eye on it. The other big story is about how cold it stays. So a place like Dallas could not touch the freezing mark for more than 60 hours. So if you lose power and then you don't have temperatures above freezing, that's a big time problem. Here in New York, we could not hit the freezing mark for up to 10 plus days. That's how cold this next lobe going all through Sunday, February 1st, we're still not at freezing.
Ginger Z, thank you. President Trump's Board of Peace is now an official international organization. The president says he formed the board to oversee the rebuilding of Gaza, but the organization's charter makes no mention of the territory. Several key U.S. allies have also rejected Trump's invitation to join, including France, Germany, and the UK. Meanwhile, the president says he's reached a framework of a deal on Greenland and is scrapping plans to impose tariffs on 8 European allies. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is in Davos with the latest. Hi, Rachel.
Well, we spoke to President Trump here in Davos. He claims that the United States will have control over Greenland, but he will not say how. And the White House is offering little to no details on this possible framework of a deal as the president backs off of some of his threats.
President Trump departing Davos just hours after backing off his threats to take Greenland by force and scrapping plans to impose tariffs on European allies who are not on board. The president sitting down with NATO Secretary General, emerging with a framework of a deal. The president claiming the U.S. will take full control of Greenland, but not telling us how.
Will you have control of all of Greenland, Mr. President?
How many countries?
You will have control of all of Greenland?
But the Danish foreign minister has made it clear Greenland is not for sale. The White House not providing any further details about a framework or deal.
Does it still include the United States having ownership of Greenland like you said you wanted?
It's a long-term deal. It's the ultimate long-term deal. And I think it puts everybody in a really good position, especially as it pertains to security and minerals and everything else.
This morning, NATO Secretary General telling Reuters the deal calls for allies to step up their Arctic security measures and believes it can be done early this year. The president has insisted the U.S. needs Greenland for national security, but an existing agreement already allows the president to expand American military presence on the island. On the world stage, the president repeatedly bashing America's European allies who have been critical of his goal.
Certain places in Europe are not even recognizable, frankly, anymore. They're not recognizable. And we can argue about it, but there's no argument.
His threat to hit our allies with steep tariffs sent the market tumbling, something the president himself acknowledged as he repeatedly confused Greenland with the country of Iceland.
They're not there for us on Iceland, that I can tell you. I mean, our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland. So Iceland's already cost us a lot of money.
The president now says he will not use military force to seize Greenland, but he knocked the critical NATO alliance that came to America's defense after the 9/11 attacks, the first and only time Article 5 was ever invoked.
They have a choice. You can say yes, and we will be very appreciative, or you can say no, and we will remember.
So Denmark, in a new statement, says they are willing to negotiate on all political matters, from the economy to security, but they are not willing to negotiate when it comes to their sovereignty. Now, the president today also met with his potential board of peace advisors, part of that committee that is supposed to be mapping out the future of Gaza. It is notable just how few of our European allies are sitting on that board, especially given all of these tensions abroad. And the president also meeting with President Zelensky of Ukraine before flying back to the United States. Diane.
Rachel Scott in Davos, thank you. And European leaders are meeting today to coordinate plans on President Trump's push to acquire Greenland. All 27 EU members are in Brussels for what they call an extraordinary summit on transatlantic relations. Chief international correspondent James Longman has the latest on that and concerns about the NATO alliance. Hi, James.
Hi, Diane. President Trump may have backed off on using military force to take Greenland, but for NATO members, this episode only deepens concerns that the U.S. might not be a reliable ally. And while Western leaders are often nervous to criticize Trump directly, we might start to see a bit of a shift in how they deal with him. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney told Davos that the world order was in, quote, the midst of a rupture, and he warned that compliance will not buy safety. Other NATO powers have been willing to challenge Trump too. The French President Emmanuel Macron has said, we do prefer respect to bullies, and we do prefer rule of law to brutality. A former NATO Secretary General has said the time has come to stand against Trump. The German Chancellor is urging Europe to strengthen its militaries, and he's asked them to cut regulation. He says he wants to build Europe's strongest conventional army. He seemed also to have a message for Trump. Merz said, we must never forget one thing. The world where only one power counts is a dangerous place. All this means the NATO alliance seems more divided than ever, and many in Europe are worried that all that is going to do is strengthen Russia and China. Tonight, all 27 EU leaders are meeting for an emergency meeting on the transatlantic relationship. Diane?
James Longman, thank you. And let's bring in ABC News national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy for more on all that. Hi, Mick. So President Trump says the U.S. will have control over Greenland, but both Greenland and Denmark say they won't relinquish sovereignty. What do you make of that?
So, Diane, ultimately, it's up to Denmark and Greenland of what control the U.S. has or doesn't have
over its sovereign territory. But it's important to point out the 1951 treaty gives the U.S. the ability to station ground, air, and maritime military forces on Greenland. At one time, we had dozens of bases. Now we only have one, and only 150 service members are located there. So if the U.S. is concerned, and I think we should be, certainly the increased activity in the Arctic and the placement of Greenland makes it a very significant security and strategic location. We should be sending forces there right now. And as far as the Golden Dome, it would appear to me under that treaty that we can already do what we would like to do by placing these advanced weapon systems and interceptors on strategic locations on that island.
Mick, the German chancellor says the foundations of the international order have been shaken and that a new world order is forming based on power and force. The Canadian prime minister had a similar message. So are they right about that? And what would that mean for alliances like NATO?
So in the November 2025 rollout of the U.S. national security strategy, it essentially said just that. It's changed the dynamics. Historically, Europe and NATO has been the bedrock of our national security strategy. That shifted. It shifted priorities also. Now the Western Hemisphere and homeland defense is the highest priority, not China, not Russia, not Iran, not North Korea, not our traditional adversaries and rogue states. So the U.S., I think, would agree that the dynamics of the international rules-based order as set up by the United States after World War II has shifted. And I think the leaders are now realizing that, and they're addressing it publicly. And I think that's to be expected. But I do think the U.S. actually set this up in the strategy to be this shift away from traditional allies like NATO.
Mick, on Trump's Board of Peace, how significant is it that key allies like France, the UK, and Germany have rejected Trump's offer to join?
So, Diane, the Board of Peace was very important when it comes to continuing the ceasefire 20-point plan in Gaza. But the UN resolution that didn't mandate, but authorized it, essentially said it's for Gaza only, and it has a limited duration. 2027, it comes to an end. But the proposal that was sent out does not make it limited to Gaza and does not have a finite ending. So I think there's a lot of questions about whether it will rival the United Nations itself.
All right, Mick Mulroy, thank you. And Vice President Vance is visiting Minneapolis today. The White House says he'll meet with ICE agents to reinforce the administration's, quote, unwavering support of federal immigration officers. His visit comes amid new questions about the legality of ICE agents entering private homes. ABC's Matt Rivers is in Minneapolis. Hi, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Diane. Vice President J.D. Vance set to arrive here in Minneapolis later today for a visit. The White House is saying will help, quote, reinforce the White House's unwavering support for federal immigration officials. This comes just 2 weeks after an ICE agent fatally shot Minnesotan Renee Good. Now, we saw pretty chaotic protests here yesterday, protesters blowing whistles at federal agents surrounding the convoy of Commander-at-Large Greg Bavino.